Hi, I'm Jay Papazan, and welcome to the Listing Consultation section of the Seller Mastery Series. The listing presentation, or consultation, is a big moment of truth in the agent's relationship with the client. But you should also look at the consultation as a natural extension of the business relationship that you've already started building with the seller. And you may actually have won their business sooner than you think. If you accumulate yeses from the sellers as you go, and if you're always on the lookout for an opportunity to pre-close, you may get the signed agreement before the consultation actually ends. In fact, some agents get it closed before they even come to the listing appointment because of the strength of their pre-listing package and the positive name recognition they command in their market. So remember, always be listening and always be ready to ask for the business. A key point to remember is that listing consultations should always be about the seller and not about you. That means your focus should always be on listening, asking great questions, and probing to understand their motivation to sell. Solutions you propose should always be win-win. Let's join Linda McKissick as she demonstrates the consultative approach.
Hi there.
Hi.
Are you Tawny?
Yes, I am.
Linda McKissick with Keller Williams Realty.
Nice
How
to
are
meet
you?
Hi,
Brian, I'm Linda. Nice to meet you. Thank you guys. Hey, would it be okay if I set my stuff down at a table and then you guys give me a tour of the home?
Yeah, right over here.
Great. I really love how you guys did the extra big tile on the floor. It looks fabulous. Very good.
Countertops here in the kitchen.
Oh, love the granite. And then I noticed you have a big tile backsplash. That's beautiful. Very nice. Nice skylight. Gives you lots of light in here, doesn't it? With the see-through door, how's that for keeping clean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, oh my goodness, you are very organized. I love it. And then I noticed you have the stainless steel sink. That's nice. And then you've got the 2-inch wood blinds I noticed too on your windows. That's really good. So Tawny, tell me about your family.
Oh, it's just Brian and I, and he's from Chicago. I'm from Houston. We have big families, and they come visit us often.
Oh, that's awesome. That's great. So now do both of you work outside the home?
Yes, we do.
Great. What do you do?
Brian?
To make Ford work for you, remember the following. Work from broad to narrow questions and dig 3 levels deep to find what's motivating the seller to sell at this time. What is Ford? Let's take a look.
That's great. So what do you and Brian like to do for fun?
Well, we like to go to the movies and hang out with friends. We're big homebodies, so our home is really important.
That's great.
And then here's the master.
Oh, very nice. Nice and big.
Yeah, it's a good size.
Yeah, very nice.
To highlight your value in the home sale process, review your client's most critical goals with them. These goals most often will include sale price, the time frame in which the transaction needs to happen, and how you will communicate with one another. You'll want to take advantage of this opportunity to manage your client's expectations. One way to do this is to review their goals once again, but focus on some scenarios in which they may fall short of their goals. You can then provide some alternative solutions for each scenario and ensure agreement on the course of action if it's needed.
Before I even have permission to consult you, I need to find out what it is that you are needing and what your expectations, even your fears and concerns about the sale of your property. So could we switch gears and talk about what it is you are needing in the sale of this home?
Sure.
Okay, great. Using a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being very desirable and 1 not so desirable, what one thing has to happen in the sale of your home for it to be a 10 for you?
Well, I need to get a lot of money out of this.
Okay, so define a lot of money for me, Brian.
Well, about 40,000 would be
Okay.
would be a lot.
So 40,000. Okay,
Yeah.
and what is getting 40,000? Why is that important to you?
Well, that's my down payment.
Okay, so you've already found the property that you're going to be purchasing.
We have a
And you
couple.
need-
But,
okay.
yeah.
Okay, and you figured out that about 40 is about what you need.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, if we can add one more thing to this transaction, plus making it a 10 plus for you guys, what would that one thing be?
Sell it easily, just quickly done.
Okay,
Yeah.
so quickly would be the next thing. Define quickly for me.
I don't know, I wanted that house.
A week
A
or
week or
so.
two?
Yeah,
Okay.
a week or two.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so what's important to you about selling it in a week or so?
Just so I don't want to have to deal with the hassle. I mean, is all this really necessary? Do we have to?
Well, Brian, actually it's very vital. You see, I told you that I'm a real estate consultant. I'm in the business of meeting and exceeding expectations. And to be able to do that, we have to be very specific and know what those needs and expectations are.
Okay.
Okay.
So if we sold your home and got you 40,000 out and your home sold quickly, what would be one more thing that we could add that such we would just take this transaction over the top and make it a 10 plus plus? What would that be?
I, if I didn't have to leave my house right away, you know, I mean, I don't, you know, you see all those commercials about somebody showing up to your house and, you know, you're just getting out of the shower. You know, I'd like to, you know,
Yeah, if we had time to
some
clean and
notice,
make sure it
some
was
time to
ready.
clean.
Okay,
and all
so
that
time to
stuff.
clean the house. How much time would be appropriate for you to have for notice on your showings?
An hour or two would be
At
okay.
least an hour.
At least an hour.
At least an hour. And why is having an hour important to you, Tawny?
So that we can straighten up the house and make sure it looks good so we can sell it.
Okay, great. Brian and Tawny, if you could have only one thing on this paper such that by having it, everything else wouldn't seem as important or would just fall into place, what would that one thing be of the three things that you just told me?
Money.
The money, yeah.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so the equity,
Yes.
okay? So if we got you the 40,000 in equity, but we didn't get your house sold quite as quickly, would you be okay with that?
I mean, yeah, I could live with it, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. And then your communication and your ability to have an hour for your showings wasn't always quite that amount. Would that be okay? But we were able to get you your 40,000 in equity. Would you be okay with that?
If you
Well,
can get the 40,000.
But I'd like you to
Okay,
communicate with me still too.
okay. But you wouldn't be thrilled, but you'd be okay, right?
I'd be okay, yeah.
Okay, great. What would be the second most important thing on this page?
Sell it tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that we got your home sold quickly.
Yeah.
So if we got your home sold quickly and our showings didn't always fit the pattern of an hour or so, would that be okay?
Well, that'd be okay because there wouldn't be that many.
Yeah,
We could
exactly.
Keep it
Yeah,
clean.
we
Okay.
could do that.
Wouldn't have as many to keep up?
Yeah.
Okay, great. And so what I heard you say is the most important thing to you about the sale of your home would be that you get the 40,000 equity. And the second most important thing to you would be that you get your home sold quickly. And then the third would be that if we can request at least an hour notice on the showings. Is that correct?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so who in the last 15 days has consulted you guys on satisfying these specific needs?
Well, we had those two other agents, but we didn't talk about this kind of thing.
Okay, so if I show you a way that we can satisfy these expectations, would you allow me to be your real estate consultant?
Well, we have a couple more people still coming out.
Yeah, we have 2 appointments tomorrow.
So is there anything that we could do or say tonight that would result in you hiring me as your real estate professional?
Probably not. I mean, we do need to have those other people come out still.
Okay, well,
Yeah,
great.
I feel
Well,
bad I set up those appointments. I don't want to not give them a chance to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
great. Well, let's go ahead and see how we can create a 10 plus sale for you.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Brian and Tony, I feel like we have the makings of a win-win relationship. Would you guys agree?
It seems to be going well so far.
Great. In order to get your home sold, we must first analyze your area to determine what the highest marketable price would be for your home. Do you think pricing is important?
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And why do you feel that way?
Well,
That's what gets it sold.
yeah. Yeah. It won't sell otherwise.
Okay. So do you have any experience in pricing in your area?
I mean, we look online at stuff and talk to our
So you
neighbors.
kind of
and-
pay
yeah.
attention.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Neighbors tell you what they got for their house.
Yeah.
what
And
they sold
Zillow
this.
and yeah. So.
Yeah. And then just whatever you can find online.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. Do you mind if I consult you a little on pricing?
Sure.
Okay, great. Looking for a marketable price means researching exactly what the homes in your neighborhood in this current market are worth. You see what you want for the house, what you need for the house, what your neighbor says the home, even what another agent tells you your home is worth, or the cost to rebuild your home in today's current market really doesn't matter. The only thing that matters, Brian and Tawny, is what the buyers that are in today's current market are willing and able to pay for your home. So do you mind if I show you the research that I've already done?
No, that'd
No,
be
go
great.
ahead.
Great. According to the National Association of Realtors, it should not take more than 8 showings through your home before we have an offer.
Oh, great.
Okay?
Okay, yeah.
That's exciting news since you didn't want the showing,
Yeah.
right? And so based on the information that I've currently brought you and that you've looked at, where do you feel your home would get the 8 showings the quickest?
Could we actually list the home for about 160,000 and try it?
You know, we could list it at 160, but that would be a win-lose situation. And what I mean by that is it would be a win for me or any other agent who was willing to take your home at 160. Win for us because buyers are going to call off the property sign and off the ads that we put in the paper. But when they realize that your property is overpriced, then we get to sell them another property, which is a win for us and a lose for you. And I'm into win-win relationships, so let's just go ahead and create a win-win situation from the very beginning. Would that be okay?
Okay, okay.
One of the things that we're going to do once we get your home on the market is we're going to go through and maybe make a list of items that we could have you clear out, or maybe dense up some of the rooms just a little bit.
Isn't it okay the way it is?
Well, it's the house is fabulous, the condition is fantastic, but you know, Tawny, we just don't sell our homes the way we live in them.
Well, I'll clean it for an hour.
Oh, I understand that, but let me ask you, have you ever been to a model home?
Yeah, yeah.
You notice one of the things that they do is have very little furniture and accessory pieces in the home, and one reason why they do that is to help everyone be able to feel the space in the rooms, and to also kind of neutralize it, take you guys out a little bit so that somebody else can envision their family in. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that sounds okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Brian and Tawny, based on everything that we've talked about here this evening, can you see how listing your home with the McKissick Group would get you the most amount of money in the shortest amount of time with the fewest hassles?
Linda, will you reduce your commission?
Brian and Tawny, my policy on reducing my commission is this. If you guys have purchased a home from me in the last 6 months and you're selling it at a loss, I'll reduce my commission. And second is, if you're purchasing up and you're purchasing your home through me, then I'll look at reducing my commission.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Well, there's any reason why we can't go ahead and get started this evening then?
Well, no, but how fast will things start happening?
Actually, you'll have someone out this afternoon to measure the rooms, put your sign up, and we could have a showing as quick as tomorrow. How's that sound?
Great.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Great.
Let's get going. Sign,
Okay.
press hard. Fourth copy's yours.
Okay. Right here.
You're going to initial the bottom of every page and then sign the back.
Well, great. I look forward to working with you.
I look forward to working with you guys too. Thank you.
What are we going to do about the other people that are supposed to come out?
Okay, so you had a couple other agents that were going to come out, right?
Yeah.
Well, why don't we do this, Brian? Why don't you give me a list of who was going to come, and I'll get in touch with them, let them know we have your house on the market, and that if they would like to bring a buyer, we'll be happy to share half the commission with them. Would that be okay? Would that help you guys out?
Yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be great.
Here are some basic points to remember during the listing presentation. Be agreeable. Don't debate. Don't jump to conclusions. Talk slowly and softly. Persist and stay calm. Give an answer. Keep it simple and logical. Don't get attached to the outcome, and always be listening. For KW Connect, I'm Jay Papazan. Thanks for joining us for the Listing Consultation segment of the Seller Mastery Series.